Hey everybody, it's Jason with the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, back again with another video on these from the card deck on the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And this is my Results or Integrity channel. So thank you for being here. Thank you for following. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for connecting with me on LinkedIn or Instagram. I am so very grateful. My YouTube subscribers, I think, is now up over 1,600. My followers on LinkedIn and Instagram continue to rise. I think I'm over 16,000 on Instagram. So thank you so much for all you're doing to help me get this content to you, to get you the results you want out of life. So we've been going through these 7 Habits of Highly Effective People cards in this little card deck all year long, and there is a one card for every week of the year. And so here in 2020 we've been going through this, and we're on week number 35. It's hard to believe that we're already on week 35 in our year. We're already into September. We're already past Labor Day. Schools are back in session, and the fall is just around the corner. So thank you for being here and going through this with me. So this card for the tip for this week is, again, we're on habit number 5, which is seek first to understand, then to be understood. And last week I talked about practicing empathic listening, but this week we're getting a little bit what some would consider mushy, and the tip is to open your heart. Open your heart. Now stick with me, because I want to make sure that you understand what this means, because this is really good. This tip this week will make you a better friend, if nothing else. So just please listen. So it says on the front, identify someone you don't listen to closely and simply ask, how's it going? Open your heart and practice empathic listening. You'll be surprised at what you learn. Now, listen, men who are married, the person you probably don't listen to best may be your wife. And if you are a wife, you might also consider that person may be your husband. But it could be someone from outside your family. Could be a boss, could be one of your best friends, could be someone at your work, a co-worker. It could be a prospect. I want you to think about that person that you don't listen very well to. And I want you to put on your calendar one day this week at a specific time, meet with them or call them and simply say, how's it going? And then shut up. Listen to what they say. Now, they may not be used to you actually not talking and actually listening. So they may say, that's going good. And then they're going to wait for you to interrupt, because that's what you normally do. You're going to have to dig in a little deeper. Say, no, you're on my mind. I really just want to check in, see how you're doing. Really, how's it going? What's going on at home? What's going on at work? Tell me about it. And then shut up. Now, the thing is, if we go back to last week's tip on practicing empathic listening, it is about really putting yourself in that person's situation. It's not interrupting them. It's not advising them. It's not giving them counsel or judging them on what they've done. It's simply listening. Open your heart. If you turn the card over to the back has an ask yourself question, and it says this: am I truly listening to those I love? And that's a great question for all of us. Are we truly listening? Am I truly listening? I shared this story last week, and I'm going to share it again. When I was in middle school and high school, I had one of my best friends, and he knew me really well, and he knew that every single conversation I ever got involved in, I was going to give my opinion. I always had an opinion on everything. And there's this condition called ultra-crepidarianism. And you can look it up. I'll actually put it on the screen here so you can go look it up. And that's kind of what I was. I was an ultra-crepidarian. And I was actually giving my opinion on things that I really didn't know. And I remember one time he looked at me and he said, Jason, shut the hell up. Nobody wants to hear what you think every single time we have a conversation. And while that hurt at the time, it made me understand, even as a 7th or 8th grade kid, that I needed to listen. And while I've not always practiced this perfectly throughout my adult life, I've learned when not to give my opinion. There are many times in conversations where someone else is saying something and I disagree, or I think that they're doing it wrong, or they perceive it wrong, and I could correct them, but to what end? That's just me being understood. What I want to do more is to understand them. So make sure that you're practicing empathic listening. And as the card says, open your heart. Am I truly listening to those I love? It goes on to ask or to say, when emotions are high, focus on your intent. Don't worry about the correct response. So if you're intending to help someone, it's really not about focusing on your response. It's about first focusing on what they're dealing with, what they perceive, what they have, what emotions they have, what's going on in their mind. So open your heart to what's going on in them. The quote from Stephen Covey this week says this: when you really listen to another person from their point of view and reflect back to them that understanding, it's like giving them emotional oxygen. Wow, isn't that great? So the next time you get involved in a conversation, the next time you call someone and say, how's it going? I want you to give them some emotional oxygen. Actually listen to them. Actually understand what they're saying. And if you don't, ask for clarity. Ask for clarification. Say, well, tell me what that means. Tell me a little bit more about that. Rather than say, well, let me tell you what that means. Let me tell you how to fix that. Make sure you open your heart. So make sure you set that schedule this week, one day this week. Call someone that you haven't been truly listening to and ask them, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in on these 7 habits of highly effective people with me, Jason Duncan, and results through integrity. I'll talk to you next time. And until then, remember, Jesus is King.